Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AllBrands Show. I'm Barbara from AllBrands.com, a family-owned and operated business since 1976. And today I'm really excited. Let me know, who of you are quilters? Me, for sure. Have you ever heard of the Grace Little Rebel? We're going to get in and dig deep into this machine and do some quilting on it, and I'll let you see it run, and we'll just have a lot of fun together. So like always, we are going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this broadcast, so please comment hashtag AllBrands to be eligible to win a $25 AllBrands.com e-gift card, which will be announced at the end of this live broadcast. Wonderful. And let's just say hey to some folks in the comments. It looks like we have Idaho in the house. Billy, hey. And Texas, Cat, oh my gosh, flamingos. South Carolina in the house. Indiana, Florida, oh my goodness. I am so glad you're here, Jan. So let me know in the comments, have you quilted before? And what type of quilting do you do? Do you do quilting like piecing on a machine? Or do you put your machine on a frame or have a long arm and do all over FreeMotion quilting on your quilts? We have Texas in the house. Ohio, Oklahoma, another Texas. My goodness, so many Texans. Wonderful. So this machine that we're going to talk about today, and I'll put it on the screen so you can see it, but it's actually right here behind me, is the Grace Little Rebel. So this is a 13-inch long arm machine. And so you could put it on a frame, or you can use it for regular straight stitch sewing. And the great thing about this machine is it has built-in stitch regulation. What is stitch regulation? So when you're moving your fabric right and left, up and down to FreeMotion quilt, there's like little lasers underneath the machine that reads the fabric movement and tells the machine's needle how fast to go in and out, depending on how fast you are moving the fabric, and you have consistent stitch length throughout when you're doing that. So this is really, really great to have all in one on a machine that's super duper affordable and versatile. Oh my gosh, Kat! I'm doing my first quilting as I'm learning to make bags. Wonderful. So I'll go over some of the feet that come with this machine, and we'll go over stitch regulation and all of that. Hey, Erin. Paula, the Rebel is awesome. Yeah, it's a Rebel because it's really thinking outside of the box. Usually people have their own dedicated sewing machine for sewing and their own dedicated long arm for doing quilting. So the fact that you can get all in one at a great price is wonderful. So like I said, it has a 13-inch long arm from needle to neck, and it does 1,600 stitches per minute. That's very quick. It also has a larger bobbin, so you can do more quilting at a time without having to refill that bobbin area. And it also has like wonderful lighting and that stitch regulator. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the machine. And I haven't seen too many hashtag AllBrands, so I'm gonna remind everyone to, if you want a $25 AllBrands.com e-gift card to our website or any of our soon to be 8, currently 7 retail store locations, comment hashtag AllBrands. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm not a quilter, but I'm interested in learning. Wonderful. Well, you're in the right place. Welcome. Okay, let's go to the machine and I will show you some of the features on it. So here it is. And just to give you perspective, let me go behind so you can see me. Me and the machine. So it's, it's not so big that you can't fit it in your sewing room, right? But it's not so small that you're going to be really worried about fitting your quilt under here. So when you're doing quilting, you really want a lot of area from here to here, because think of if you're in the middle of a king size quilt. Where's all that fabric going to go? And look at this height. This is like pretty crazy how tall it is. You can get a very large roll under there. So you're really not limited. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kathy. You are so sweet. Ordering from AllBrands has great customer service. Well, it's really easy when we have great customers like you. Yes, Erin, it does have a lot of lighting. So let's talk about that right now. I'll tilt the machine back just so that you can see it a little bit. All right, so underneath the bed, or the arm of the machine, there's really good lighting here. There's also a needle light, but there is also a bobbin light. So you can see your bobbin very easily. Let me tilt this up so that you can see it. Do you see that? How many of you struggle to change your bobbins in the machine? Well, no longer, because this one is well lit. Like a gas station, 7-Eleven, lots of light. Let's talk about this bobbin too. This is an M bobbin here. This is a very large bobbin. I'll try to see if I can find another one for perspective a little bit later, but this holds so much more thread on it, and it has a wonderful threader on the top. So here is our stitch regulator right here. It's like a little window, and it reads the fabric movement. So, and that's what tells the machine how fast to go in and out here. Let's see. Oh, we have Iowa. Hey, Iowa in the house, and Ohio. Yes, the bobbin light. Brenda, do you have this machine? Let us know. Let's see. It is a big bobbin. We like big bobbins, and we like big hoops for embroidery, for sure. Bigger is always better. All right, I cut some squares, some perfectly good fabric, and we're gonna sew it together, okay? So right now I have, and I will just show you, you can easily snap on and off these feet just by tapping this little button here, and they snap on and off. You can also see the really nice feed dogs on the machine here. Very familiar if you have something like a Brother PQ or a Juki TL model machine. Very similar style with a single hole for your needle. So this is a straight stitch only, which that's what we do 99% of the time. And this is our 1/4 inch quilting foot with a guide, and that's one of the ones that comes with it. I'm going to put on the screen really quick. Oh, Deanne, I will get to your question. I love that you asked that. These are the feet that come with the machine, plus you get your, there's 2 FreeMotion quilting feet. So going from left to right, we have a zipper foot. I also use this one for top stitching and just getting really close to the edge. I really like this foot for a number of different reasons. And you can see there's a bar in the middle, a vertical bar in the middle, and that divides 2 sections of a horizontal bar. And basically you could just snap it on the left or the right to be able to use that center needle position that the machine does, the center needle position, to either stitch on the right or left hand side. So very good. All right, the next one is our just regular straight stitch foot. And you'll notice that this one has a hole in the center of it and not a horizontal zigzag. So this makes a superior straight stitch when you're sewing because it holds the fabric down on top for increased stabilization, and so that the fabric doesn't get pushed down into the bobbin area, which is really important. And then the next one, second to last, is our 1/4 inch quilting foot with guide. Let me know how many of you in the comments use this foot on your machine. I love it so much. It's on my machine all the time, and I'll show you why. And then the last one is basically the same foot, but without the guide. So you're not limited to a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can do any size of seam allowance. So let's go back to the machine. I'm just going to snap on my foot again. And we'll go over the buttons real quick. We'll just take a little detour. But basically, to put the feet on, it's very simple. You just line up the bar, and then you could just drop the foot down, and it will snap into place. Or you can just push up on the bottom, like so. Like that. Okay, so we have, right here is our tension adjustment. You shouldn't really have to change that too much. We have our needle up and down. So that's when you want to pull up your bobbin thread to the top so that you don't have thread hanging underneath your quilt. A reverse stitch, you have a start stop, but we also have with this machine a foot control. And here it is. I love the rubber stopper on it on the front. It matches the machine perfectly. It's super cute. And it has a cord rewind on the back so you're not fumbling with this cord when you're maybe using it as a long arm machine on a frame. You can use this foot control and store it very easily. All right, some more buttons on the front of the machine. You have this button that says Q on it. That means stitch regulation, okay? And this is your stitch length, and then this is your speed. So slow or fast, big stitches, small stitches, and stitch regulation. Very simple, very easy, but very robust and versatile. So the reason why I love these feet so much, let me zoom in on the foot area for you so that we can watch this foot in action. Here we go. All right, so basically all you have to do, you don't have to think about it too hard, okay? You just put your two pieces of fabric together. Preferably you're going to iron it before you do this, but we're just learning today. And then you're gonna get your seam started and put your foot down and start to stitch. And so the edge of your fabric is lining up with this guide so that you have a perfect seam allowance here. All right, so we're very slow right now. Let me up the speed and you can see how fast it is. All right, and I have some tiny stitches on there, okay? So when I'm at the end of my stitch, I'm just gonna trim my threads here. And then you could see this is a super tiny, tiny stitch. It's a little bit blurry, but let's see. Can you see that? It's so tiny. Yep. Oh, we saw it first. There it is. Look at that tiny, tiny, tiny stitch. Let's do it again and we'll make a larger stitch. So I'll go to the front of the machine so you can see where I'm pressing. So if I want a larger stitch, I just select it from this menu. I just went from the tiniest to like a medium. And we'll go and we'll do our next little seam of our quilt blocks here. I'll put my quilts underneath, lower my foot, start to sew. Oh my gosh, this machine is so powerful. When we're done, just trim it off. And here is our next stitch. Ah, come on, focus. Don't you find it hard to focus sometimes? Yes, sometimes. Whenever I'm being creative. Can we see this? Yes, there is our like medium seam stitch length. And let's just go all the way big just so that we can see it go the full length. So I'm gonna go, this is almost, let's see, I wonder if it's like a basting of some sort. All right. Back to the, oops, there we go. I press the foot control down. Here we go. And our last block. Here we go. And that was not straight, but you get the idea. It's a little difficult when you have three cameras looking at you. Here we go. And that's our long stitch there. Let's see if we have any questions so far in the comments. Here we go. Oh my gosh, lots and lots. Quilting is relaxing, Paula. It's my therapy, for sure. I love being creative. Let's see. What is the footprint of this machine? Let me put that in the star and we will check that at the end for you, Sally. Good question. Yes, Patty, it's so nice to, because when you make these quilt blocks and you're opening them up and then you're stitching them all together, it's very, very difficult to make some perfect squares and then your quilt is wonky. So using this foot is definitely recommended for sure. All right. We had a good question. Let's get to that one a little later. I want to show you what comes with this machine. I showed you the feet, but it has this sweet little box that comes with it called the Little Rebel Fearlessly Creative. And in that box, you get the start-stop button for the stitch regulator that's normally here, but it's on our floor, showroom floor. You have a stitch plate cover that comes in the box, and this is when you want to do FreeMotion quilting. You just pop this on top, and we'll show that a little later. And then here's your feet, all nice and neat. That rhymes. So quilter foot, zipper foot, quilter edge with guide, and the straight stitch foot. So here it is, fully opened. And I forgot to mention there is a quilt guide as well. So this has been opened before, but you have a guide, and I'll actually show you a photo of that I have right here. There it is right there. Do you see connected to the back of the shank of the foot? You can put this guide. So if you're using like your regular straight stitch foot, you can do any size of seam allowance, which is pretty cool. Let's actually try that. Let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, Shirley, you can rewatch this. Please do. And all of you who are wondering, yes, you can rewatch these videos. We don't turn them off after we're done. So tons of education. All right, so let's go back to the machine, and I'm going to show you now the guide, okay, for sewing. So there's a little screw in the back here. You just basically loosen it, and then the guide just fits all the way back in this little hole, like so. There we go. You have to loosen it quite a bit, actually. There we go. And then I can line this guide up on my needle plate with, they have 1/4 inch, they have 5/8 inch already marked. So I will go ahead and make sure that the edge of that is on the 5/8 inch mark and tighten the screw. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And then all I have to do to change my feet is just push that little button, and we can put our straight stitch sewing foot on. So very easy to change the feet. And now we're straight stitch sewing. Beautiful. And you can see that the needle, when I move it up and down, it's going like in the middle of that foot, in the middle of that hole, which is so nice. So let's do a 5/8 inch seam allowance on the middle stitch length, and we'll just like take it down to a medium speed. We're not trying to floor it today, but you can see how fast it actually goes. Now, is this machine heavy duty? I would say from what I can see, yes. But we can test some fabrics in a bit. So here we go. We're stitching along. And actually, I'll go ahead and I'll use my reverse. Okay. And then we can trim our threads. And then we have our nice 5/8 inch seam allowance. So this is what you do for garments. Then you can open up your Did I not? I was looking at my camera. I'm so sorry, everybody. Here we go. Thank you. Yes, Billy, it is a nice machine. So here's our 5/8 inch seam allowance. And all you have to do is just like press this open, or you can serge the edges like so. And that's your garment seam allowance right there. Very cool, huh? All right, what is next? Oh my gosh, we're 20 minutes in already. So let's talk about FreeMotion quilting a little bit. I have a sample right here. It's just so that you can see kind of what FreeMotion quilting looks like. So basically when you have a quilt, you have like a top, and then you have like your batting, which is wool that is felted together. Felted is like when you take like a barbed needle, and it's wool or cotton or polyester. But it's like felted together so that it's like nice and flat. Okay, it can be quite linty, especially the cotton ones. And then you have your backing. So you always want to have your backing on when you're doing your quilting, because you don't want all that fuzz to go in the bobbin area, and you want to see the beautiful quilting on the front and the back. So here's like an example of FreeMotion quilting. I actually did this with an embroidery machine, but you get the idea. And let's see here if I can show it to you on the camera. Here we go. Do you see that? So you're basically just stitching patterns on fabric. And that is quilting. And you can do this FreeMotion, which is basically you move the fabric, or you can use it on a frame. And there's also an option that adds robotics. So you can actually, on a frame, set up an automated, kind of like a conveyor belt that's an X and Y situation. And it actually, have you ever seen a piano that plays itself? It actually moves the machine for you on the quilting frame. So let me show you. Oh, thank you, Paula. That's actually in the luminaire. It's an edge-to-edge quilting pattern. So here is our entry-level frame. So you basically put your quilt on the frame. It's like a hoop, but instead of moving your fabric, you move your machine around. So you can upgrade to a frame with the Little Rebel very easily, especially that it has that 13-inch long arm. You can do quite a bit of space on your quilt before having to roll it up. This is a hoop style frame. They also have rolling frames for larger quilts and larger designs. So going back to sewing, just recapping sewing, there is an extension table available for this machine. And you can see piecing is a breeze and a joy with this machine. And here's what the extension table looks like. And again, the feet and the stitch regulation, which is that little window on the bottom of the needle plate. And then you have like that guide foot, okay? Let's go over one more thing. This machine does have a bobbin winder on the top of it, so you can wind your own bobbins. It's very easy to use. Who wants to start quilting with me? Let's get started. Okay. So when we have our machine, all we have to do is, I'll take out my accessory box that came with the machine, and I'm going to fish out. There's tons of stuff in here. There's accessories for frames, for lining things up. It's just, there's zip ties for cord minding when you're doing a frame setup. It's very convenient. Even like little Velcro. Thread nets so that your thread doesn't fall off the side. And here is your standard quilting foot. So this looks like a ruler style foot. So you could do ruler work on this machine very easily. And the needle just goes into the center of that hole so that when you align your needle, your ruler on the right or left, you can create a very nice stitch. And I'll see if I can find a ruler somewhere. where I can show you a little bit how that works. All right. And then you also have an open toe foot with that too. Do you see how it has like a little opening right there? That's really nice when you're wanting to see where you're going. And also if you want to get your thread underneath the foot. Very easy. You also get tons of stuff in here. Oh my gosh, there's so many things. So many good bits. Lots of bits. I have to say that in an English accent, right? Many bits. All right, so let's get us set up for quilting. So I'm going to grab my needle plate cover. So this machine does not have drop feed like some machines do, where there's an actual button on the machine that you press, where these feed dogs, like the little teeth that push the fabric backward, actually lower into the machine so that you can move the fabric to kind of draw, I guess, with your sewing machine. So all you have to do to get started with that, I'm going to remove my, let's see, I'm going to just remove my quilting guide. And I'm going to remove this shank here. So let's see, can you see this? Did I tighten it too much? I think I did. Oh my goodness, where's a screwdriver when you need it? Just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic, quilting. Okay? What are you quilting right now in your studio? And don't look, because I'm going to I can't find a screwdriver handy, so I'm just going to use this little diaper pin. Hopefully it will work. How funny. Sometimes we just got to do what we got to do, and it did work. All right. The joys of life. All right. So all you have to unscrew this completely. Okay. I'll try to do this so that you can see it. So I took that screw out completely, and then this whole bar comes out of the machine. Okay. I'm going to store that away, and then I'm going to take my FreeMotion quilting foot that you can set it up to be any variable height. Why do we want that on a quilting machine? Because your quilt may have like a really high loft. So you don't want there to be what we call flagging. So flagging is if your foot is too high up off of the base and your needle is going in and out of the fabric. And when the needle goes up, it pulls the fabric up. So if the foot is not like pressing down, then you're going to get flagging, which is going to make your stitch look really funky. You also don't want your foot too far down, putting pressure on your fabric, because then you're going to have shifting in your quilt, because it's going to pull the top layer but not the bottom layer, if that makes any sense. So let's put this on. And this one actually attaches like this. So you'll see it's kind of sideways. Why does it do that? Because when you're on a long arm, you're actually looking at the machine from this direction. So you're facing the machine from here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my foot down, and then I'm going to screw this in. Oh, before I do this, let's do this first, because this makes much more sense. I am going to put my needle plate cover on. So it's really easy. All you have to do is just place this over, and it basically does that. And the machine read something. Did you notice it went grr whenever? So it actually knows like that there's that needle plate on. And to take it off, did you hear that? Well, you just do that, okay? So very easy to drop the feed dogs down. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my bobbin thread that's kind of wedged in there, just so that we have freely moving thread and nothing's caught anywhere. So I have my top thread and my bottom thread right here. Okay, so now we can put on the foot very easily. And there's a gauge in with your accessory. So I'm just going to tighten it mostly. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my quilt sandwich. Does that make you hungry? So basically, we'll just put our quilt sandwich underneath. Okay. And then you can measure the foot. I have both layers under here. Here we go. You can measure the foot to make sure that you're not going to get too much flagging on your quilt. Okay. So we'll get started like that. And here we go. There's our quilt all ready to go. All right, let's see if we have any questions so far. Making holiday gifts. Oh my goodness. All right, Billy has a really good question. What's the biggest size quilt that can be quilted? You can do a king size quilt on this machine. You're not limited to size because you have so much space here. You just work from the middle out. Okay. Obviously, you don't want like 98% of your quilt to be underneath here because that just makes your life more difficult. You stitch from the middle out, and then you can easily do a very large quilt. Okay, Lori, you got to tell me, what is Die Girls? I have to know. I'm dying to know. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Patty, yes, good idea. So Scan and Cut is a digital cutter that we sell. It's SNC, and you can cut your own quilt blocks. And yeah, so that would actually be a really good companion to the Little Rebel. Diaper pin, that's a first. Erin, sometimes we got to do what we got to do in here. A table runner, Shirley, wonderful. All right. So we had a comment, the ruler foot has higher sides than the one we just showed. Yeah, I should look into that. But you can definitely, the right and the left side of the foot is high enough for a ruler, but in the front it does dip down just a little bit. So good call there. Yeah, Patty, the extension table is amazing. I love it too. Barbara Jones, are you in Kissimmee, Florida today? Oh my gosh. I bet it's so nice there. And I like the name, Kissimmee. Kissimmee. All right. So let me show you real quick what this is. There is a hopping foot gauge in with the accessories. And basically what that's going to do is you can put that underneath your foot because that's going to help you to line up the height. So I have it way too low. So I need to kind of like put that underneath. I'm going to go ahead and put my needle down into my fabric. And then I can tighten my foot, take this out, and then store it back where I won't lose it in the future. So flagging is very important to avoid when you're sewing because you don't want that fabric flopping everywhere. It's just never fun. All right, so we're going to turn on our stitch regulation here. That's the cue for quilt. I'm going to set my stitch length here. So let's just start with a medium. And then the speed is actually disengaged because the speed is adjusted depending, the speed of the needle going up and down is adjusted depending on how fast you're moving the fabric. Okay, and there is a limit to how fast you can go for stitch regulation. Most machines will beep at you when you do that. So optimally, we would want to have the extension table on when we do this, but I don't have that here with me today. I think it's on the retail floor. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to basically pull my bobbin thread up to the top so that I can bury it later. So I'll pull that up, find the end, and then go right back down where I started. Okay. And then we can FreeMotion quilt. So here we go. And I think I actually need to lower this down just a little bit more. Where's my diaper pin? I feel like it's too high. And let's go again. All right, so the machine, okay, if I move fast, the needle moves fast, okay? If I move slow, the needle moves slow. Fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. And basically you can just draw with your machine and go from there. Looks like I came unthreaded on the top, no problem. But you get the idea. And you can see it's very good at maintaining consistent stitch length on the machine depending on how fast or slow you're going. I like that. Isn't that amazing? Oops, I hit the camera. I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, you can do the frame, you can do FreeMotion. So think about it this way. If you have, and Barbara Jones, I have to call you out because I have this on my desk. This is a thank you card that you gave me, and it's so super kind that we got. And my bag that you made, that made my heart melt. Dear Barbara and Courtney, congratulations on having 2 sold-out events in San Antonio. As always, the Academy was well organized and immensely informative. This year, my inspiration was Premoda and Artspira. These little bags celebrate both your hard work and the creative avenues you've opened for everyone who attended last week's Academy. Thank you for sharing your sunshine, Barbara. Thank you for sharing your sunshine. Okay, so back to where we were talking about, and I'm going to use Barbara's thank you card as an example. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so here's your sewing machine. This is when you're doing a sewing machine. If you want to do FreeMotion quilting on a sewing machine, you have to move the paper for drawing, okay? When you do FreeMotion quilting on a frame, like the cutie that looks like this, okay? The machine is on a track with rollers. So you are moving the pencil around while the fabric is static instead of the fabric moving. So tell me what you think is easier to do. Try to write your name like this. Little hard, right? Moving the fabric. Try to write your name like this. A lot easier. So that if you are interested in an entry-level frame, just to get started to see if you like it, they go from huge to small, big price points to small price points. You can click the shop products link in the description of this video, and we'll have the Cutie Breeze and the Little Rebel on there for you to read more about. Maybe if you want to purchase it, it's there too. So definitely want to do that whenever you're FreeMotion quilting or quilting on a frame. It's so much easier. All right, so let's go ahead and get to some questions. Did you guys want to see anything else on the machine? Let me know. That's basically the gist of it. It's robust, it's big, it's got multiple possibilities. You can sew on it, you can quilt on it. Just really great machine all around. Okay. Oh, we got a Wisconsin in the house. Yay! Nice, nice. All right. Barbara Jones is sweet. Very sweet. Aw. Okay, let's go to our questions and see if we can answer them. Okay, Deanna, does this fit the cutie frame? Absolutely. Absolutely, it fits the cutie frame. So on the other Grace Longarm machines, they will not have a flat bottom like this one has. Do you see how the bottom is flat? So this one requires what they call a carriage. And the carriage is like a plate that has wheels on the bottom that attach to your frame. And that will move the machine around. And that's for the versatile machines like this, like a home sewing machine or the Little Rebel. You just need to get a carriage for your quilting frame. But when you go to a true long arm that's only meant for long arming, the machine will not have a flat base. It will actually have wheels on it. that fit onto the track of a Longarm frame. So yes, this will fit on a cutie frame. You can get this machine on any of the Grace frames with a carriage. Good question. We have a question. What is the footprint of this machine? Sally, I'm in a sewing room and I just so happen to have tape measures everywhere. So let's go ahead and real time, we will measure this machine, okay? All right, so we have from the base of it is about 22 inches, okay? And then, let me move this so you can see where I'm measuring. The depth of it is 7.5, okay? The total height of the machine is about 15, give or take, inches. But the most important thing that we want to measure is from the needle, so where your needle goes in and out, right here, to the neck. That is 13 inches from needle to neck. And then the height is 9 inches. That's huge, very huge. Is there anything else you want me to measure? I think I got all of the measurements for you there. I hope that was helpful. Okay. All right, we got a newbie in the house. Merlis, welcome to Quilting. Please subscribe to our channel so that you can see more videos about cool tools that you can have to achieve success. And then stop by one of our retail stores to get inspired, get some fabric, and just cut up the perfectly good fabric and sew it back together in patterns that are beautiful. All right. And is there an extension table available? Asked Mary. Absolutely. And it actually comes with the machine. And I'll show you that right here. It looks like this, but attached to the machine, it's like this. So let's go ahead and just start talking about, if you're interested, how much this machine is. So this machine is listed at $3,500, and we have it for $26.99. For the month of September 2024, you can actually, normally we would give 6 months 0% financing. You can upgrade to 12 months 0% financing, so it's only $225 per month. So it's available in all of our retail stores and on our website. And there's a free bundle that's $1,000 value. And I apologize if this is blurry, but you get 16 finesse threads. That's a really good quality cotton thread. You get a 360 extra Wonderfoot. You get a laser stylus for use on a frame. So you can put the laser to see where you're, either for pantographs or, what is a pantograph, Barbara? A pantograph is when you have a frame and you put a piece of paper behind it with a drawing, and then you use that stylus to like trace it, which is really cool. You get a whole cutter and cutting mat combo. Who doesn't need that? The horizontal spool holder, so you have a vertical spool holder. Depending on how threads are wound, you want it to feed off correctly. So having a horizontal spool holder will let you use all types of threads, because it adds the possibility to use the horizontal spool types. And FreeMotion starter kit and a 3-piece hopping foot set. So really, really good value there. Also with the machine, you get, oh, I love this. You get a free, can you see this? Little Rebel training panel kit with instructions exclusively by the manufacturer, Grace. Your installation box, of course, and like a nice screwdriver set for putting the machine on. And oh look, we had our little screwdriver the whole time. No diaper pins needed. All right. And then, of course, your instruction book, instructions and product information there. So if you're interested in learning more, please go ahead and go on over to the link in the description of this video. It says shop product, and you can see these more about these products there. Let's see if we got any more. Oh, does it have storage? So Robbie, this machine does not have that like flip front. It's actually, because it's can be put on frames, you want a completely flat surface without any ridges or openings that could open underneath the quilt while it's on frame. So no, not storage in there on the machine like a standard sewing machine. Good question. All right, let's see if we have any more. All right, I see everybody's commenting hashtag AllBrands because we're about to do our giveaway. You're so kind, Linda. Thank you. I think it's cool too, Billy. Aw, I love how y'all are connecting in the comments. That makes my heart happy. Okay. Oh, thank you, Billy. So yes, AllBrands will be at the Houston International Quilt Festival. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the Bernina or Grace specials there, we are a dealer for those. We will actually be running the Brother booth. The Brother is coming out with a brand new Avenir this year, and we will have the limited edition there. We'll have Angela Wolf, tons of ambassadors and educators from Brother, and oh my gosh, Cindy Hogan, Courtney's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Jerry Granada is going to be there with us. Colleen Sweatman, and oh my gosh, we're just going to have so much fun. Emily Thompson from Life So Savory is actually going to be in the Scan and Cut booth with Cindy, and she has an amazing blog, Life So SEW Savory. And we have a new special guest coming in from Australia. Her name's Leanne Church. She actually runs a quilt museum in Australia. She does a lot with Brother. She is like Australia's version of Cindy Hogan, maybe. She's a software expert. She'll be on the stage. She's going to show some multi-needle embroidery stuff. It's going to be super fun. If you haven't been to the Houston International Quilt Festival, it's time to get your tickets now because it's going to be quite a show. Oh, we had a question about the warranty. Thank you for asking. Let me see if I can pull that up while we're on the page. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Warranty. All right, it's got a 1-year warranty. Wait, let's see. Oh, that's on the frames. The 2-year limited warranty is on the Little Rebel, so 2 years. And Grace will repair or replace any product with a material or manufacturing defect. So you're covered for 2 years there. And then on the body of the machine, like the actual casting, that has a 5-year warranty as well. And then, yep, and that's for the Little Rebel. Thank you for asking that. Good question. Oh my gosh. Oh, Barbara, thank you. Yes, we will have the best prices of the year at the Houston Quilt Festival. It's crazy. It's like a frenzy. The Houston Quilt Festival is a frenzy, and you will be inspired. If you haven't quilted yet, or if you've quilted for a long time, the quilts will make you cry because they're absolutely stunning works of art that are very thoughtfully done and just beautiful and sentimental and just wonderful. They're just wonderful. You have to experience it if you have not yet. Oh, Mary! Hey! I came to Houston and met all of you guys. So much fun. Wish I could come every year. I wish you could come every year too. All right, so everybody comment hashtag AllBrands because we're about to do that giveaway. Oh, I wanted to talk about this, Patty. I need to look up the weight of this machine for you because it is so light. When I was carrying it upstairs, I literally had it in one arm. I usually put my arm underneath the machine, and I'll show you how I carry it. It is so light, which is so refreshing because some of these machines just get so super duper heavy. And let's see. Let me see if I can find the weight of it for you. Shucks. Oh, I'm not seeing it on the page. Let me check AllBrands website. Just a second. Because I have to tell you, I carry this thing upstairs and I'm usually like carrying the 42-pound machine up the stairs to come into the studio, and I'm winded after that. But this one, it was a breeze. Little Rebel. All right, here we go. I'm sure we have it on our website. Let me just Control F, LBS. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh man, I wish I knew the exact weight. Let me just show you though. It's so light. Oh, darn it. I can't find it. Oh well. All right, I'm going to put the giveaway screen up because we're about to do that giveaway, but I would just want to show you how I pick this machine up. It's so easy to pick up and it's so light. So I usually just put my hand underneath like this here, and I'll just lift up like that. It is, it's so light. It's crazy. Yeah, the weight's not printed on the machine either. I'll try to see if I can find that out for you. But that's a great question. And I love how light it is. Makes it easier to move around too when you're on a frame and doing Longarm work. All right, are y'all ready to do a giveaway? Who do you think the lucky winner is going to be today? With 69 entrants. All right. Who's going to be our winner? It's going to be Etta! Etta, congratulations. Please email me at events@allbrands.com to claim your $25 allbrands.com e-gift card. Congrats. I hope that you get something nice. But guess what? We're all winners because we're together. I'm cheesy. But I love you guys. I just do. And tomorrow, next Thursday, I'll be in our San Antonio store talking about the Brothers Stellare embroidery. Really excited about that. And then the following week, I'm looking to get Angela Wolf on the show. She's Brothers' spokesperson, national ambassador, and we're going to be talking about the Houston International Quilt Festival. So, oh my goodness. Here we go. Oh, Lauren came to save the day. Google says 28 pounds on that machine. That is light, especially for how big it is. 28 pounds? Yes, please. I will take that. Oh, Barbara, you're going to make me cry. Nice and light machine, yes. And yay, Etta. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, it's been so much fun hanging out with you guys. I can't wait to see you next Thursday at 3:30. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and Facebook so that you can get notified every time we go live. Go to our website too and sign up for our newsletters on the front page of allbrands.com. And you'll also get notified every Monday of our events for the week. All right. Thank you, Brenda, for watching. And it was so fun. Love you guys. Have a great day.